Powered by Riverside.
There we go, baby. We came in a little different today, man. A little Riverside FM intro. Shout out to Riverside.
Yes,
that is the platform that we've been doing this on, and they just happen to have a little smooth intro that we decided to play around with. You know what I'm saying? So you guys know where you are. If you clicked on this, you know where you are. This is the Shinobi podcast. We are your humble host. It's a togetherness thing, baby. You got your man King Shinobi.
Hey.
Did you say something?
Mr. Smoov here.
Oh, got you. Okay, I think it was a little bit of a delay over there, but we're gonna make it work.
There we go.
Hey, that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes a little bit of technical difficulties. It happens. It happens, baby. Okay, I think you're clear now. All right. Welcome, everybody, to whatever episode this is. I've been so busy. All this shit's just running together now. So we just working. We don't even care about numbers no more. It ain't even about the numbers no more, man. We just working. In my mind, I'm like, man, as long as we're working, the numbers are automatically accumulating. I don't care what episode we on. Let's just keep doing this thing, you know? But I'm glad to be here for, I think this is 9. It might be 9. I think we're on 9.
Yeah, we're on 9.
Yeah. So yeah, man,
we just premiered 7, yeah.
Yeah, just premiered 7 today. Today is January 22nd, 2023. Shinobi Podcast, episode 7. It premiered today at 12 p.m. That's what I was watching before we got on this one here. I always do that. Yeah. I keep it on and I keep it running like in the household, you know, like it's almost like me putting it out even further, like into the world and into the universe. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
But it's good stuff, man. So I was looking at that and listening, and we were watching it, and Katie, she was sitting there when it came across the part where you were talking about we were talking about fitness, and you were saying how you saw me doing pull up on a tree one time. Yeah. So it's funny because through this, like the more people that know us watch this, they're gonna learn a lot more about us because we talk about a lot of intimate things here, like a lot of people just haven't uncovered it, but once people uncover it, I think I'm for sure they'll get to know us better through this. You know what I'm saying? And they'll learn more history and just have a better understanding of who you and I are. You know what I'm saying? Because I was also listening to the part where you were saying kind of like how we've always kind of been to ourselves as people. So I think a lot of people may have a lot of questions that this podcast will answer. With the people that have been in our lives or the people in our lives right now. They may have questions on why we are the way we are. Like they accept us, but it's good to learn some history. It just gives you like a better understanding, man. I think that this is definitely going to give people a better understanding of us as this progresses forward, as they watch more, as they really sit and absorb, because that's what kind of platform this is. This isn't no short rush, nothing, no short attention span. Like this isn't what this platform is. This is something to actually absorb and take your time with it. Like, podcast that I like, bro. I might listen to it over a course of like 3 days, 5 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, say
Yeah.
if it's like a 2 hour one or something like that. Like, but I absorb it, and listen
Hmm.
to it when I can. It's not a rush thing. None of this
Yeah.
is a rush for me. You know what I'm saying?
Some people play podcasts like I like for myself. I'll play sometimes a podcast just for like background noises. Like it won't be the ones that
Yeah.
I'm like deeply, deeply into. It'll be the ones that I'm like this is my interest, but I just want to hear it from a distance, you know. And then you got your
Hmm.
podcasts that are like Mike Tyson's hotboxing. Like I will listen to that in the car when I'm to myself. There's peace and everything. Um, because he drops some fucking knowledge on his podcast, and the people that he'll have on too. Um,
I usually end up
we see
listening to
like
that
that.
one in the car.
Yeah, he'll have people on there that are like, um, they have their own like everybody goes through their own struggles and own troubles and everything. So you get to see like the inside shell of them when he has them on his podcast. So I'd like that. So that's why it's
Yeah.
one of those podcasts
Hmm.
like I'm like I gotta have this to myself, you know.
Yeah. Very internal, man.
Hmm.
And I find myself leaning towards, that type of podcast, to listen to for myself because, you listen to different things for different reasons. So
Hmm.
when I really want to like enrich my soul and like here's some straight up raw uncut wisdom, you know what I'm saying? I find myself going towards those types of podcasts more these days because
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess I don't really want to say on a journey, but I guess it helps me figure myself out more.
Hmm.
Yeah, when I hear it from other people, hear their experiences, and not even just the differences, but the similarities that we have, and you just realize like everybody's going through, pretty much the same thing in a different way
Hmm.
with different experiences in different places, but at the end of the day, man, we all have this connection that just reaches no matter what the distance is.
Hmm.
And these podcasts, they really provide that. They really provide that need for that.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
I'm just happy that we've chosen to provide that.
At some point, it was one of those things of we felt like we wasn't getting enough of it from outside, and then we started like reaching out everywhere else to get that like fulfilling, you know, kind of vibe. Um, I feel like I can't hear myself in my headphones at all, uh, but it's I love it. Podcasting wise, I don't know who come up with the idea of starting it at all, but hell, like I appreciate you because it's been one of them things of when you can't get the answers that you're searching for, and you're like, okay, well, like you said, everybody's going through the same thing, just different kind of like different atmospheres. Um, there's something you can pull from them, knowledge wise, how they fought to keep going, and um,
Hmm.
applying it to your stuff. So I do appreciate like the style of podcasts that are out there that people aren't afraid to share those kind of deeper, intimate things, you know.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah, I love
Uh,
like you were talking about hot boxing. I love being able to see other people in these states that I've become comfortable with myself. Um, Especially just the vulnerability part of it.
yeah.
'Cause, when I was younger, I was very like closed off and didn't want to be vulnerable to anything. And there's a lot of things that I thought were weaknesses that now I realize are actually strengths. And I just had to like over time, I don't know, just kind of unlearn what I had learned, I guess. And
Yeah.
just start to implement something totally new. And it helped me come to some realizations, man. Like, let's say like crying, for instance. So many men think crying makes you weak. Like, we pretty much universally think that, you know.
Yeah.
I think things are changing, you know, in mentality of men, you know, these days. But I think crying, you know, not just for men. I think sometimes it's just looked at as a weakness in general, you know, which it can be depending on how it's used. It can also be used for manipulation as well. But it just depends on how you use it, you know. But coming from the standpoint of like a strength or a weakness, I don't believe it's a weakness. I came to find that that crying is actually very cleansing and it's very healing, and it heals the shit that like that's beyond the physical, man. Like that's why even though I focus on my physical, that can't be the sole thing that I focus on. I can't solely focus on that. I have to release some things that are fucking buried deep in here, man. And you can, when you actually release it, bro, you just feel it. Like it's fucking, like it's gone. Like it's just, it's a weight gone. It's just a mass of toxins that have come out your body, you know. And I found that to be like the most difficult as well, man. But when you actually triumph through, you know, that it's just like, oh man, I'm glad I did that. You know, I'm glad I didn't let my ego get in the way and not let me cry when I needed to cry. You know what I'm saying? Because I need all these different ways to cleanse this out of me, and this is just the natural process of these things coming out of me. So me fighting these processes is just me fighting my natural state. You know what I'm saying? So if I need to let some tears out, I need to let them out. Like it needs to happen, bro. Like there's no weakness in that, and I really want to stress that to men, young men, older men, whatever type of fucking man you are. Especially men. Like that's not a weakness, bro. I believe that shit will keep you living longer. Honestly, that shit will keep you alive. And when you bottle all that shit up, it's fucking killing you. And just look in the mirror and look at your face. Like that shit's killing you. You know, like let it out, bro, and don't be ashamed to let that shit out. You know, and really don't be ashamed to, because you know, motherfuckers be ashamed to cry in secret. So it's like, be comfortable crying around anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because now, man, now that I've become comfortable with it, man, like I find myself fucking crying when I watch movies and shit now. And I'm just like, I'm actually letting myself feel something now. You know, back in the day, I would have just been there like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm allowing myself to actually feel the emotions, and it's just like, yeah, I'm crying at a movie. Okay, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't take away any of my strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't take away any of my physical strength or my mental strength or my spiritual strength. It's actually strengthening me, man. That's what I learned. That shit's actually strengthening me to actually get in tune with my natural emotions, because you know, as men, we can fight our natural emotions because we think there were these weaknesses, you know. But I believe we have to figure out how to utilize what we naturally are, you know what I'm saying, or what naturally comes from us. Find out how to utilize that so it's not like running our lives or ruling our actions, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's very important, and that's something I've always wanted to say, like on a mass scale to a lot of people. You know, like it doesn't make you not tough or not a man, or you know what I'm saying, or weak to shed some tears, man. You know, we don't always just have to cry in despair, you know, at a fucking funeral or when something sad happens. You know, I've had many tears of joy, bro. I'm talking about literally just broke out in tears just because I'm grateful for like where I am in my life. Just cause I'm content. You know what I'm saying? I've fucking just broken out into tears for that. And you know, and I felt better. I felt good afterwards, you know, so crying's not a weakness, everyone. I just want to.
Nah.
I just want to say.
I know they'll say like sport wise, we come a legit like sports. I'm gonna just say dynasty in our family that like everything we go into we are always competitive and um winning or losing like we are always on the court in tears, we're on the field in tears, on the track in tears, whatever. Because like you said, there's those moments of joy and those like sadness moments of like, fuck, I didn't get it done like I should have, or fuck, I just did this, I just did the best shit ever, and I'm literally the number one. Um, but I've always looked at it like it's like your soul and your soul and your body fight out and your soul like overpowers your body at that point of letting those tears out and everything because it's like you said it's a healing process. So your soul's like I've done had enough, I can't take it no more. And your body's like no, I'm not fucking doing it. Your mind and body's like no, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm too hard for this shit. I can't cry. I can't let these people see me cry. I don't even want to hear myself crying.
Mm-hmm.
And it kills because men are statistically, uh, taking their own lives and stuff because of the amount of stress and everything they put themselves under, so they don't
Real
allow
talk, bro. Real talk.
to let themselves, feel
Mm-hmm.
free at all. Cause they've got to be the man and be strong and stay to this stereotypical thing that the world has placed on us. So like you were saying, man, it's okay to let the tears go. Like you've done it in high school, you didn't, when your kid graduated, you did it, when you got this job or whatever. You cried then. Like don't let what society has placed on you to not allow yourself to feel that freedom and that ease and pain release from being tied up so much, man, because it's not healthy whatsoever. So.
I didn't get this glove
List.
from nowhere.
Listen, the less stress, the less wrinkles, the less grays.
Real
I
talk,
say that.
bro. Real talk, man.
I say that, and I got gray all up in my head and in my beard.
Bro, we ain't gonna get away from that. That's just what the cards we were dealt, But everything else, man, we age like fine wine, baby. But a big part of that is a big part of aging like fine wine is having that ability to cry when you need to talk when you need to express yourself, express yourself in the I don't want to say correct way, but in a way that's not threatening or that's not a way that's not insulting. You know what I'm saying? Express yourself in that way, in a clear way. All that shit's important, man. That affects your body. Like you can and I don't even want to get down into like energy and shit, but carrying the right energy is gonna make your body stay vibrant. You know what I'm saying? Like all this shit's connected, man. This shit ain't separate, man. All this shit's connected. So we gotta pay attention to everything, man. But yeah, man, that shit'll keep you alive. It'll keep you looking young. If you figure out productive ways to
channel it.
Yeah, channel. That's a good word. Channel that shit, man. Channel that shit to in the directions you want it to go. You know what I'm saying? Don't allow it to just run awry all over the place. Like really channel it. You know what I'm saying? Focus that shit in. Channel it so it's not just running around all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Because eventually you'll get to a point where don't shit really bother you at all either. You're not taking on everybody else's stress and problems and shit. Like you're like, fuck it, move on past me. Like I'm doing good.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Could I ask you something?
Yeah.
Do people get bothered by you not being bothered by things?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, they do. Boy, at work, I will kid you not. At work, I'm the most nonchalant motherfucker out there. Like, people come to me with problems, I'm like, you want me to do what? Well, can you help me with this? I'm like, that's not my job at all. I'm here, I'm doing this part stuff, not helping you fix a situation that you caused. Nah. Just because I know everything around it.
It's like they be wanting you to care as much as them. Like they just be like they just want you to care so bad. It's like, bro, I'm not. Don't expect me to care to the degree that you care about something. It's just not gonna happen, bro.
Exactly.
And I don't have those expectations of you, so don't have them of me. You know.
Right. It's the best ever because they when they tell me, or because I'm in the auto industry and the service techs, advisors, they'll even ask me like they'll ask me about a certain customer or something, and I'm like, I don't know what you want me to tell you because look, I just don't really care too much about it, Well, they upset about this. I'm like, and you want me to do what? Like, let them be upset. They made themselves upset. I didn't make them upset at all. Like I've got to that point in life now. Like I don't care about it at all because I'm just like I got my own things going on. I don't need your stuff.
Not at all. I do not need any extra on top of what I already got. What I got is already weighing on me. I don't need extra.
It's funny because the people that are just like they get upset. Sometimes they get upset when you're not bothered by it either. Are the same people that are like they love to have your energy around them though. So they're like, for you to be a nonchalant motherfucker and still be an impact on somebody's life too, and make somebody be joyous around other people. That takes a special skill to be able to do.
Yeah.
And just not care, but still be like, I care about y'all, but I just don't care about the other shit out there in the world, And people don't get that. So like, why he's not stressed out about this shit?
Yeah. Yeah, things like politics and who the senator and the president and what they're doing and this and that, like that type of shit. In my head, I'm just like, first of all, I'm not looking for these people for guidance at all in my life. I can see enough where they have guided things just looking around in my environment, looking at this country. I see where they've guided things. There's no way I'm going to look to them for any kind of leadership, any kind of guidance. I don't even want your fucking resources or anything, you know what I'm saying? I'd love to be totally independent from you, like totally, But shit like that, I just do not give a fuck about. I don't care about what's going on in other people's lives. I don't care about gossiping about other people's lives. Like, I'm focused on what I got going on. I got a fucking family to take care of, and that's what I'm focused on. I don't give a fuck about none of that extra shit. That extra shit is not affecting my life at all, So I really don't want to talk about it. I don't want to have small talk about it. None of that shit. Like, if it's not something meaningful, if we're not having a conversation where we're growing from this conversation, we probably shouldn't be talking to each other.
That's where I found out I was the most like nonchalant and non-care motherfucker ever. Is when people would bring up like politics, and I'm like, I don't care for politics whatsoever. And they're like, well, it's your civil duty, to vote and do this stuff. And I'm like,
civil duty,
yeah. But you know what else is my civil duty? To mind my own business too, because I'm them what they got going on. But they're not doing anything for me. They're not coming to me. They don't know me on a first name basis. But this whole entire world knows them on a first name basis. Like, nah, I don't care. They're not doing nothing for me. They're not reaching out to help me. They're not asking me to help them with anything. Like, what am I got to give? What I got to get from that? So that's a waste of time and energy. Having fucking politics.
Not at all. That doesn't even take up a portion of my life. Not even this much.
No.
Nothing.
I hate it. I hate it too because people say it won't segregate them and all this stuff, but politics is a huge, huge divider.
Yeah,
It
it's a
will
divider, but they
separate.
all in on it together.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, what they want us divided. We all preach this, let's come together and everything, but yet y'all still separate everything you can put your hands on. You know, you see us come together and build and come against the government. Y'all separate that and y'all figure out a way to infiltrate it and fuck around and fuck shit up for everybody, basically. And then
You got a
you're like,
category, then you got a subcategory, and then you got a
yeah,
subcategory for that subcategory. So it's like it's always breaking things up and dissecting things, separating things. Never any
yeah,
type of unity. It's never, hey, we coming together to do this.
mm-hmm,
Why can't we? Why can't we continuously be in the energy of, hey, we coming together to actually fucking build and actually understand each other for one? Because
yeah,
most of our problems come from a lack of understanding of one another because we're always judging one another instead of actually getting to know one another. We're always looking on the outside, you know what I'm saying, thinking we know the story that we probably have a portion of the information of, you know, and just making a total assumption and a total judgment and just going forward with that information like that's what it is, you know, and
yeah,
not choosing to dive any deeper to actually find out what it actually is, you know, not what you see, because your eyes will deceive you. That's another
mm-hmm,
thing I would like to tell you all. Your eyes will deceive you. You can't just trust your eyes, you know? And definitely don't
yeah,
trust what motherfuckers are saying. Like, always find out for yourself because people always got their opinion. They want you to adopt their
mm-hmm,
opinion into your life, you know? So just be very wary of people who
Let's-
try to thrust their opinions on you and try to make you think like they think. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mhm.
have your own mindset. Anything anybody ever says, check it out. Like, check it out for yourself. Don't just take the information and be like, oh, this is that person, so that information must be
Yeah,
correct. You know what I'm saying? Like,
'cause
go and do your own digging, do your own research. Don't just be out here listening to people blindly. You know what I'm saying?
story changes from mouth to mouth on a daily. So
On a
what
daily.
somebody actually said versus what you end up hearing can be completely different unless you hear it exactly from their from their mouth. You know.
Mhm.
So like yeah, do your own research on it, everything, because any and everybody can tell you what to do, and you go with it, and it can fuck your whole life up, and you definitely don't want to be there trying to, oh, I wish I did this, I wish I did that, you know. So
Don't put people on
yeah,
pedestals. That's the thing. People
yeah,
be putting people on pedestals, like, and I even be running into it in my life, and I be like, nigga, I am normal. Like, I'm just a guy. Like, don't be putting me on a pedestal. I don't put anybody on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at anybody as like higher or they have this much knowledge or you know what I'm saying? Of course I would love to learn, you know, any knowledge they do have that is that resonates with my life. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely absorb that, but I'm not out here like looking for a leader. Like I'm not looking for a messiah to lead me. You know what I'm saying? So pedestals,
so
everyone. Don't put people on pedestals. And
this
men
is
out
this
there, I
is a
want to say this especially for men. I'm sorry.
oh yeah,
Um,
you go.
Stop putting these women on pedestals, please. The percentage that should be put on a pedestal, put them up there because there are some great ones out there. But the
Mm-hmm.
ones that aren't, stop putting them on a pedestal because you're confusing them into thinking that they're actually up here when they're not. So you're actually throwing an illusion at them. So stop putting these ladies on pedestals, bro. Like, especially
Yeah.
the ones that have nothing to offer but, you know, their body or their looks. Like, look for something deeper. Look for something deeper than
Mm-hmm.
that. Is she gonna be a good
Mm-hmm.
mom to your kids? Is she gonna be good to you? You know what I'm saying? Is she gonna help hold things down and actually be your partner? Is she gonna give you good advice? Is she gonna accept your way of life and then attach herself to that and be willing to be like, all right, this is how we gonna live for the rest of our lives? Do you have that
Mm-hmm.
kind of woman? Like that's qualities, that's real qualities in a woman. You know, if she look good, okay, that's cool. But I found, now that I'm 36, I found that you probably best with about a 7. Get you like a 7. Get you about a 7 that got like a good personality. One that ain't too
Mm-hmm.
fine, because the ones that's too fine, they've been having people fucking just inflating their ego their whole lives, bro. So they get to a certain point where they just out there. You know what I'm saying? They think they're in outer space, and then they realize they have nothing to offer but their looks at the end of the day. Which your looks go away. So ladies, hone some other skills, so you can add more value to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all I want to say.
There's a I'm a piggyback off what you said because it's I'm not attacking anybody at all. I was watching this video, and they call this woman Auntie, and she's saying how men aren't wanting these like fine women that are all like expensive up and everything like that, all all boosted up basically. Um, women put themselves in that situation of they got turned down at one point, so they went and got these lifts, these injections, and all this stuff and everything. And there was a dude sitting there, and he was just like, he's like, I kid you not, that's why most of us men go for the women that are in the sweats and everything that are natural, that don't care about their appearance, when they're out in public at all, because they're comfortable with who they are. They're not trying to please anybody, and that is that is the kind of woman like every man should look for. I say, like, and I can't say too much because I'm single, but when I look at it from the outside perspective, and I look at people that are in marriages and everything like that, I'm like, what what was it that you married her for? In my head, what is it that um, she helps, do, support, provide? I was like, cause all I see is this outer beauty. I was like, I can't tell you, what it is on the inside of that woman that you like, but
Yeah,
I want to know because I need to figure out, what it is that attracted you to her. Um, but I was saying that to say this of, find, like I said, find the woman that is down from you, that is down for you, that is she ain't out here seeking attention from any and everybody at all. Um,
that's a biggie.
that's why that's yeah, she don't
That's a
care what they
biggie.
got going on. She
Just look
is
at her IG page. If she's showing her ass on the
yeah.
IG page, she ain't. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Mm-mm.
If you want something to play with, then yeah. But if you want something to actually be out in the world representing you, you don't want that
Be a
representing you
substance.
out in the world. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want that
Yeah.
representing you.
Because it's a lot of women out there that'll hold it down for sure, and they're not afraid to let you know where your place is either. Um, and that's what I think every man needs is somebody that's gonna like we push ourselves beyond our limits day in day out to give 100% every time, and we've got to have that person, our counterpart, that's literally like, yo, sit the fuck down. Like, you done stressed yourself out enough. You done put yourself through
Yeah.
enough. Relax a little bit.
Hmm.
And I think every man needs that. He doesn't need somebody that's gonna nag him. You never at work. You never doing this. You never doing that. Like, that's hella detrimental to a man to go to work, come home, and have to hear that all the time and not be sought after and everything like that. Because that's how that we are those kind of creatures that we need that affirmation all the time. No matter what we do in life, like, we've got to have that person that's going to be like, I support you, do what you got to do. You look good, you're handsome. Surprising us with compliments and shit. Because that way we not the one sided kind of thing there.
Well, we need
Um,
somebody we put our trust in to tell us those
yeah,
things because we
yeah.
trust that information coming back.
hmm
Well, we trust
Just
that feedback.
find yourself a woman, and everybody's. I hate when they put women on like a scale of 1 to 10 too, because there ain't ever gonna be a perfect ass woman.
Hmm.
Everybody's got their own version of a perfect woman to them, but there's never gonna be a true 10 out there, or
No.
I feel like or a true 9 either. Um, everybody's kind of, I'm not categorizing people, but to me, everybody's in a 1 to 8, and I really don't think there's a 1 either, because I could put myself as a 1 and be like, yeah, I'm fine with that, you know. But I feel like everybody's in a like a 1 to 8 kind of scale.
Hmm.
For me, it's I want to see where your mental and where your heart is before anything. Like your outer beauty, yeah, it piqued me a little bit, but now I need to see what your mind's like. That's gonna tell me if I can, you know, if we can keep a conversation, if I can invest, some time and trust into you,
Hmm.
Um, so men, when y'all do that, don't be just going out here buying women fucking drinks and trying to take their ass home. Like, you know what the fuck they doing?
Yeah,
Turn
I'm glad
around,
you said
turn
that.
around, turn around. They ain't got no wallet, ain't got no keys, everything gone. You know,
Another
you
thing,
gonna do,
man, and I'm gonna piggyback off you is
yeah.
the resources thing, the spending your money on these women thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys gotta stop. You gotta stop. And I learned this the hard way because I done spent a lot of money on women, bro. I'm talking about dinners and this and that, and just
Yeah.
being ridiculous, bro. Just being ridiculous. But now, bro,
You want me to do what?
I done
Nah,
peeped the
I ain't using
game,
this wallet.
bro. I done peeped the game. I now value myself a lot more than these women, like a lot more.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, bro, never will I just be giving my resources away to just random women, just random ones,
Mm-mm.
just
Can't.
this one dinner, that one dinner, this, because like when you're in the single dating world, you start to realize just how expensive that shit is, you know.
Hell yeah.
Especially if you're a
Hell
man, and
yeah.
then if you're a man, you got all these expectations to pay for dinner, pay for what this and that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you come across a cool chick that's like, hey, we can split this. You know, and she buy her shit. You know what I'm saying? What you run into? I ran into more of those like when I was single and I was doing my thing. I was running into more of those women, but I think I was running into more of those kind of women because I was in that space myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I started to not attract the ones that were wanting me to pay for everything and this and that. I was attracting the ones that were pretty much like me. They had their own shit, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
they were cool with
Mm-hmm.
splitting the bill. It wasn't like a judgment thing. Oh, I gotta split the bill. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey,
Yeah.
we both
Hey,
independent and we do our thing,
yeah.
and we can pay our own shit. Like there's no ego
Mm-hmm.
or anything behind it, you know.
True.
But
True.
but yeah, your resources, man. I cannot stress it enough. Do not be giving your resources away, and not just to women. And this isn't just like you have to say these things these days. This isn't just like a man thing. Like this can be
Yeah.
applied to anyone. You know, I just like to speak to men because I am a man and I understand like the state men are in right now, and I have a true
Mm-hmm.
understanding. We have a true understanding of what men are, what men go through. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be speaking to men a lot, but it's not always meant just for men. Just so you
Yeah.
guys know out there. But yeah, do not give your resources away to those like who don't bring value back to you. It's like, if you want to put it in like financial terms, it's almost like an investment. It's like you're
Mm-hmm.
investing in each other, but it's circulatory. It's going. I'm going into you, you going into me, and it's coming back. And we just riding this way right here. We just going in this circle. We're going in this circle.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be part of that circle where your pockets is getting low and these random chicks are coming up and they gonna be
Yeah.
gone.
Always.
They gonna be out of the picture sooner or later. And your ass gonna be down here
Mm-hmm.
looking like, and then they gonna be over here chasing more dudes to get more shit from them. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be down here like, damn, they left me out here with no money. The only thing I got out of that was probably a lot of sex, maybe. that's over, and a lot of it was probably like meaningless and pointless because we didn't really have a connection. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with your resources, man. Be careful with your resources and who you choose to share those resources with, man, because that's your resources. That's important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like your life.
Yeah.
That's your life's blood. That's survival right there. So you gotta put your resources in the right place, man. You really gotta look back and be like, hey, this is what I got. Find out what your resources are, first of all.
Yeah.
What are my resources? How much of my resources? Do your inventory. You know what I'm saying? How many resources do I have? You know what I'm saying? And then get an understanding of where you can put your resources, so that way your resources are gaining you things. You're not just spending your resources, or you're not just losing your resources, but you're putting your resource into something that's bringing something back to you. You know what I'm saying? It could be a short-term investment, it could be a long-term investment, but it's an investment nonetheless, and it's not just money. It's not just money leaving. You know what I'm saying? If it's just leaving, eventually it's gonna be gone, bro. So I gotta find a way to, whatever I get, whatever I'm blessed with in life, I gotta find a way to work with that and put that in spots to where I can start accumulating more. You know what I'm saying? I gotta work with what I got. You know what I'm saying? So I have to understand my resources, so I can't have extra expectations, for resources that I don't even have at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So be careful of expecting too much. You know what I'm saying? Work with what you have right now. That's what you got. Work with what you have and build upon that,
Couldn't have said it better right there.
All right, sir. I want to take a brief intermission so I can check on this child.
Yes, sir.
Shinobi podcast. Real dads, real life. So I'm gonna play a song by one of my favorite artists. One of probably my top 5, definitely top 10. My man Royce the 5'9". Now, I came across this album just looking into Royce. I hadn't really been checking for Royce's stuff lately. I had a real heavy, I had like a real heavy phase where I was into Royce and I was just going through his whole catalog. And then, you get into other things, and now something brought me back around. So apparently he made this new album, and it's called The Heaven Experience, Volume 1. Now, Royce's studio is called Heaven Studios, so that's why it's called The Heaven Experience. That's what I'm going to assume. But we're going to get into a song called I'm Good. This is one I had never heard before, but once I started listening to it and the depth of the lyrics, bro, I was just like, this one you got to listen to a couple times and you just fucking soak in.
Oh, yeah.
But this song is called I'm Good from Royce the 5'9". Shout out to Detroit. Alright, baby. So brief intermission, everybody. Shinobi podcast. We're going to leave you with some sounds. We'll be back in a bit. Here we go, baby. Royce the 5'9". I'm good. Uh-oh.
I like to thank my mom. I like to thank my God. As I stand at the podium in my mind, holding applause. It's my mental award. Individuality is a must. To be second to none equals a plus. If you can be here with me, it's nothing we can discuss. But me with it, cause I've been MVP. That's leading my dreams from the beginning. Let's go. My life is marvelous. My mental overhead is high. If you doubted, you double crossed me, you lost, you were part of it. I lost my favorite art to the same as my sign. They told me to hang in there. So I've been sitting inside of this frame in the Hall of Fame in my mind. And it's only me and pain in there. I just moved the pond. I read the Bible, never knew the Psalms. You counting moolah with your thumb. Understand that money's the rule of feebles, the rule of thumb. That Patron came in one, look what you become. I just moved the bishop. He who recognizes his own problems is he who finally truly gets it. The wise words motivate and it's a reception. Get you a shovel, dig your way to hell and buy back what you sold to Satan's kid. I'm somebody would probably switch places with. Everybody dreams, not everybody gets to chase the shit. After a couple million records in, I'm not Jay-Z standing next to the president. I'm not balling like Mike Jordan. All I know is I'm about to be greater than I ever been. So I'm good. I like to thank my fake friends. I feel ecstatic. No holding applause for y'all. Hope you get the clap. I'm still chasing my dream, nigga. How real is that? I know what making it means, nigga. How real is that? Through all the chaos and chasing my dreams, ladies and G's, I found time to make babies. Babies who think that I'm great. Now I can teach them to strive to be greater than me. And to me, that's what making it means. Haters can rest in peace. Fuck this record business and they label discrepancies. Fuck all this shit out here that could be the death of me. Fuck these award shows, I made my own acceptance speech. I like to nominate myself for not letting this business drag me away from my family. Grammys, parties, Manny's, memories is heavy. Today's artists, they different. They into shit like Zannies, Manny, Petties. No disrespect to the younger rappers. I don't want y'all to misinterpret nothing. It's cool. I don't want y'all to think. I actually take time out of my day to think about it. Give a fuck what you do. Man, I don't give a fuck what you do. I'm too busy staying away from them temptations and things. Plus, I just bought a place and it's clean. My son is in the basement hitting on one of them drum machines. And I'ma help him make it. See, that's what making it means. After a couple million records in, I'm not Jay-Z standing next to the president. I'm not balling like Mike Jordan. All I know is I'm about to be greater than I ever been. So I'm good. I like to thank my fake friends. I feel ecstatic. No holding applause for y'all. Hope you get the clap. I'm still chasing my dream, nigga. How real is that? I know what making it means, nigga. How real is that? Through all the chaos and chasing my dreams, ladies and G's, I found time to make babies. Babies who think that I'm great. Now I can teach them to strive to be greater than me. And to me, that's what making it means. I like to thank my mom. I like to thank my God as I stand at the podium in my mind, hold the applause as my mental awards. Individuality is a must. To be second to none equals a plus. If you can be here with me, it's nothing we can discuss.
Alright, baby, we back. Shinobi Podcast, King Shinobi, Mr.
Hey,
Smoov.
Mr. Smoov, you know it.
Little brief intermission. Y'all niggas listen. I'm about to freestyle. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Oh, yeah, man. Shinobi Podcast, baby. We about fun. We about... What else we about, bro? What we about around here, man?
Man, we about that life. We about positive energy. We about breathing reality into fiction, and we into just being us. Best us.
No doubt. No doubt, baby. We're into free thinking and free expression. We're into what was that? Okay.
There we
I think we're
go.
good.
There we go.
All right. So we are back, everyone, from that brief intermission. That was Royce the 5'9". Remember to check out his new album, The Heaven Experience, Volume 1. All right, The Heaven Experience, Volume 1. That track was called I'm Good. Bro, I'm gonna send you that and these lyrics, bro. There's a few lyrics in here. If you don't mind, I would like to highlight
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I've been listening to this a good bit.
yeah.
This
I'm
is one of
pulling
my
up on
favorite
mine.
lines right here. It says, "I'd like to thank my fake friends. How real is that?" So they said,
Mhm.
"How real is that?" with the question mark at the end. So it's like, "I'd like to thank my fake friends. How real is that?" So, what do you think of when you hear that line? Him thanking his fake friends.
You showing true colors. Thanks for being around when I was doing it, when I was making it, when I had the money and everything. Um, and now I don't know his situation, but now that I'm on the low, I've kind of hit rock bottom, whatever. Y'all not around. Y'all not trying to, you're not helping me. You're not supporting me and pushing me to get back to where I was at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I think of that line. That's what hits me, and that's deep too, because uh, this is gonna stem back to our main conversation. But it's as a man, like you grow up and you try to build a circle of friendships and everything, and this tight ass bond. Um, then you get older, like you realize a lot more of yourself, and then you see a lot of stuff in the circle that you had of I don't like how they go about things. I don't like how they're around and stuff like that. And um, it's hard to figure who's fake at first until the handouts aren't there anymore and everything like that, and then you finally see, oh, you wasn't even here for me. You was just the fame, the fortune, the good
They might have been
ride.
there for a resource. Remember the resources we
Yeah,
talked about.
yeah. So that
you
was
you
it.
might be a resource to somebody. Like you as a person,
Hmm.
you might be a resource. You know what I'm saying? That's why somebody's sticking around. You might be a
Yeah.
resource to. You might be somebody that can fucking get them backstage or get them into special events. You know what I'm saying? People will have relationships with you for specific reasons. It's not all just to get to know you and hang out and be in one another's lives.
Hmm.
When I look at that line, I'd like to thank my fake friends. How real is that? Especially the how real is that part. That part I really
Yeah.
got when he said that. Because it's like, even though y'all are fake and you probably betrayed me in some way, you know what I'm saying? You weren't genuine when you were in my presence. You weren't genuine towards me. Like your intentions weren't genuine towards me. But with you letting me see that, or me finally allowing myself to see that, I have to thank you for because now I don't have that wool over my eye pulled over my eyes anymore. You know what I'm saying? I was like, actually thank you for helping me see clearer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By you being fake,
Well,
and and through that, I can thank you because I've chosen not to have any hate or animosity towards you, even though you did me in that fashion. I still chose to
hmm
take, my version of the high road and actually forgive the situation. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And actually move on to a point to where I'm not consumed by anger, but now I can be like, hey man, I actually thank you for that. Like what you did was fucked up, and I probably ain't gonna fuck with you ever again in life. But
Hmm.
I can actually
Hmm.
I can actually thank you, so we can actually have some closure. You know what I'm saying? That's not that doesn't have us like warring with each other. Going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I got from that line, man. But
Yeah.
that one really stuck out to me, man, because I know you dealt with it in your life. I mean, we're
Hmm.
still dealing with it because it seems like as the days go on, it seems like that circle just condenses. You know, because even though you meet new people, you're that center. That center circle. I would say for me is just condensing very tightly by the day. So that line was very interesting. It stuck out to me.
Man.
He did say a funny line afterwards.
I was getting ready to say I'm trying to read through it, and there was a line that I missed it, and I can't find where it is anymore on there.
Trying to think of the other. I heard the line when he was when we were listening to it. But that's the thing about Royce's work. We could sit here and have a discussion on just a song. We could talk for probably a couple hours, just dissecting the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of music artists that I find myself, liking the most. Ones that I feel like I can it's almost like they're not feeding me the information straightforward, but they're like, hey, here you go. Hey, decode this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the type of artist I like. So I like when I can go through and start to decode shit and be like, oh, that's what they meant. And then sometimes, I end up researching a word or something they say, and then it just teaches me about something else. So I learn a lot from dissecting the lyrics too,
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Did you find that line?
No, because I'm reading back through it.
That's the one right there. This is the one that really stuck with me. It's he who recognizes his own problems is he who finally truly gets it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say that again. He who recognizes his own problems is he who finally truly gets it. And I really resonate with that, bro. Because when I had that realization myself, it pretty much changed everything. When I realized that everything that was occurring in my life and everything that was happening to me was stemming from me. I couldn't point the blame out to anyone else. I really started looking at myself. And not just looking at the situation like, why is this happening to me? You know what I'm saying? But being like,
yeah,
okay, I see. I see what's going on. How could I have attracted this to myself? You know what I'm saying? So that makes me stay on top of my conduct and shit like that. Because if I start to lean in and then maybe something tries to pull me in that I'm not supposed to be doing, I'll start to see different things in my life happen, and I'll be like, okay, I'm supposed to be away from this thing for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So that was a big one for me, man. Really recognizing that everything stems from me, man. That was a huge realization, just as a man for me, So that was another line for me that stuck out, man. And I feel like you do truly get it after that. You do really get it after you realize it's all you. It's like, all right, I'm no longer looking, I'm not having these expectations for other people. Because say you come up having everything, you get to a point where you're just gonna expect things from people, because you never worked for anything yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you're not ever been told no either. Yeah,
that's a biggie. Yeah, sure. So yeah, man, that line stuck out to me for sure, man. But Royce, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, I wanted to show the people. Lead by example. So I want to start showing the people what I'm eating as we do the podcast. So today I got some big ass grapes and some strawberries, man. So that's what I'm working with today, everyone. That's going to be my fuel. as we knock this episode out, it's gonna keep fueling me, baby. To keep this mouth moving, keep these vocal cords going, keep that vibration coming out. It's just coming right out of there. It's coming all out. Everything I say, just coming out. We can create this all day. I could talk all day.
Are those green? Are those green grapes or white grapes? Green. Is that those green ones?
Well, they call them white when they're green, but
they call them white. Yeah. I was gonna say I got some of those in the fridge. I finished off this morning. I was like, man, I need to get me another bag of these things. It's too damn good. I don't know.
Probably done.
Them in pairs.
I done bought a couple in the past couple of days. I had to buy a couple bags of these, bro. Just been running through them, man.
They're good. They're juicy. They got like a good crunch to them too when you bite into them initially too. So I like that.
That's what I like. Them. I don't like them too mushy. I like a nice little crunch on there, bro. Yeah. I'm with you.
That's how I know. That's how I know it's fresh and crisp too. I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. I love it. So let's see. I'm trying to pull. I got most of my stuff pulled up right now for our Batman continuance.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Well, people, y'all heard him, man. Mention Batman. Now, last episode we were talking about Batman Begins.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended on the part where, just to backtrack a little bit, Bruce goes to the mountain after being in that cold ass prison. He goes to the mountain to train with the League of Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
The League of Shadows, they do something he doesn't agree with, and he ends up destroying their base and escaping. So now, after Bruce has had all this training from the League of Shadows, he's had all this experience being out in the world. He's had this experience actually being a criminal himself, because remember, he went out and started rolling with criminals so he could learn the criminal mind. Bruce was a fucking nut, bro. I just want to say that.
Bro.
That nigga's crazy as hell.
He had to learn.
Yeah, but I feel him though. That's real ninja stuff though. That's real Shinobi stuff right there. Let me get in with him to actually learn him. Like that's actually genius. It's actually genius.
What
were you saying?
I was getting ready to say, like, the League of Shadows, they're back on the League of Shadows. They have, the way Roz put it was, they had been around for fucking basically millennia. Mm-hmm. They had their hands in all kind of assassinations and takeovers, wars, everything like that. And I just thought that was so dope as fuck. Cause I was like, I think about it and I'm like, well, there's so many like hidden, they were known, but they like what they were doing was so hidden, like the Knights Templar, the Masons, all that. Everybody claims like the Illuminati and stuff. Like all of it's like so. It's worldwide, but it was so. The agenda was so hidden, you know, and for the League of Shadows to hide their plans and who they were. Took a lot because everybody only thought of them as like a legend, basically, of until they actually seen them and they're like, oh shit! But only a select few people had actually got to see the League of Shadows.
Because remember, they trained to be invisible, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
invisibility.
Like, that's nuts to be just any and everywhere. So, and then you have your people that, you know, they think hypothetically and they're like, what if the League of Shadows, you know, took part in like a presidency assassination or, you know, war, like the Civil War or something like that. Like, you know, what is that how, you know, shit actually happened and nobody's saying anything because they don't want that to get outed, you know? So you got your people out there that would think like that too. I'm one of those kind of people that are like, they really did, you know, put their hand in something for real like that.
Bro, all I gotta say is, with all the stuff that we're fed Like everything that we're fed from like history to the media to all that,
Hmm.
I put anything up for being like real. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
There's so much information we don't know. Like think of just the information that we get, and then think of all the massive information that we never even receive
Hmm.
in our daily lives. So what do we really know about what the fuck is really going on?
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's pretty awful, man.
Hmm. Hmm.
Cause, you know, you exist in life and each day you're just finding out like how to exist, I guess you could say. You know, because when you live in society and then you're pretty much caught up in that life. Like if you live in society, you're gonna need a cell phone and shit like that. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? I mean, not to say that you need it, but you know, to really function in a society, like you're gonna need some form of like technology or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. The
So it's like it traps
look.
you in this like having to use these devices and be a part of the misinformation that's coming to you. I guess I could
Hmm.
say. You know what I'm saying? And you can choose not to like look at things, but there's something that's going to come around unless you're out in the woods with, you know, no phone, no nothing, just out there living like that. You know, there's something that's going to influence you. There's something that's going to come across you to influence like your actual way of life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what we have in society, all these devices from the television to our phones to all this other technology that's made and all the other technology that we don't even know about, you know what I'm saying, that's yet to be revealed. Um, your lifestyle becomes that of all the shit you're getting fed, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what really is the truth, you know, because it's
Yeah.
pretty much programming you to live this way and die, pretty much,
Hmm.
you know.
One standard way, and that's it. Like, don't think outside the box whatsoever.
Hmm.
I feel like that's how we've gotten kind of like shut down too. Especially everybody's kind of um, widely spoken, and they think completely opposite of a lot of people. They get labeled like they're fucking crazy, you know. And um, you've got you got your people out there that are like, what if he is really telling the truth, and y'all know it's the truth, and y'all don't want it out there because it will change the course of how life and how history will go from now on if you let it be. So it's I say that to say like kind of go off what you're saying. Don't we stem it back to begin like research everything on your own for sure. I was going to ask you a question about in Batman Begins or yeah in the Dark Knight. What he's come back home and everything now. Bruce has come back home. What in that first like we'll have to break this in sections. So like in the beginning is before the Joker meet and everything. What in what in that first like beginning spot were you like, yeah, this motherfucker still don't know what the hell he's getting himself into. He's what part? Let me say, where did you see that you're like Bruce is yet to figure out who he really is
Before
before
in the
he
Dark
the
Knight.
Joker? Yeah.
So Batman Begins, just to clarify, like before the Dark Knight, totally.
No. In the Dark Knight, like he's still playing around with everything of who he is and everything. Was there a spot that you've seen that you're like, okay, well he's figured out who he is, and then you're like, no, never mind. Like he's still kind of putting his hands in the
Oh,
water, his toes in the water. You know,
got you.
like you thought he done figured it out, but then he does some shit or he moves a certain way, and you're like, okay, yeah, he still ain't figured out what he wants to do, who he is, and everything.
Oh, that the scene with the Joker in the interrogation room.
Yeah, yeah.
When he pretty much lost it on him.
Mm,
That one, I was just kind of like, because when it came to Rachel, man, that was like always like his kryptonite was Rachel, like continuously. Like, you remember when the Joker grabbed her and shot out the window, and then he was like, "Let her go," and he was like, "Poor choice of words,"
yeah.
and let her go. Like, and even the Joker had mentioned that he was like, I saw how you threw yourself at her, like when he tossed her off the roof and stuff. So the Joker even knew that was his weakness. And when they got to that scene in the interrogation office, Batman pretty much showed it to like the highest degree because he just lost it. He went and locked the door and everything, and he would have. I think he would have been willing to go against his rule of killing if it came to like actually saving Rachel,
Yeah.
So I think he always kind of showed that was always kind of like that kink in his armor. When Rachel was brought into a situation, it was always made personal. You know what I'm saying?
I like how we think that. I like how we think that because I said the same thing of my man. Just he hid away who the Joker was really coming from, but as soon as he's playing it as I'm here, like Batman as I'm the side for Harvey Dent, but Bruce Wayne, I'm all for Rachel. Like I don't give a fuck about anybody else at all. And he let that character that switch over be known of no matter. Like I'm gonna be Bruce Wayne regardless now, even though even though I'm Batman, like I'm gonna be Bruce Wayne. And I was like, I'm like, you doing? I was like, I get, she's your crush and everything, but I was like, you're going against what you wanted to do, fighting for justice and everything like that. Like you just went to save a life instead of protection.
I think she affected his decision making too much.
She did, and it was, and she didn't do it. She didn't do it in a manipulative way, per se. Like she was
really being real with him, honestly.
Yeah.
She was being real with him about things until they did have that kiss. They did share that kiss, but
see, and that's that part. I'm so stuck to because she did kind of give him like an ultimatum of like, we'll be together when you decide not to be the Batman no more. And I'm like, this man just started being the Batman. How he gonna stop when he just started like that?
And do you know what he went through to be the Batman? You see,
I'm like,
she had no value. She had no value of what Batman was, what Batman stood for, what Bruce did to become Batman. This man unconquered his fears and all kinds of stuff. And she gonna give him an ultimatum. Just some chick that work at the district attorney office gonna give Batman an ultimatum. Come on, man.
And she knew he was Batman. And I was like, how do you tell somebody that? He out here to protect and serve, and he's labeled a vigilante.
Yeah, to add to that, what you just said, she knew he was Batman, so she knew what he was going through.
I'm like, he get labeled a vigilante, and for those of you that don't know, a vigilante is somebody that takes the law and justice into their own hands, not outside of like a police officer and legit law enforcement. It'd be like me and you beating down, somebody, and then kind of like stringing them up and be like, here, delivering them to the cops, basically. Like, Batman gets labeled a vigilante like that, and because he doesn't go with the Gotham Police Department, he doesn't go alongside their thing at all.
Other places, that's called justice, man. That's called
Yeah,
community justice.
yeah, and I'm all for it. Listen,
I'm all for it too.
I'm gonna drop a people's elbow in at that point. Got you.
Real talk.
Thought you was coming over here to take some? Not today. But
You ain't gonna come play in this community, bro.
And I thought it was wild. And this is the part that kind of gets kind of funky and everything. Of he, the Joker kind of set him up too to see where he actually stood, and he kidnaps both of them, Rachel and Harvey, and he goes, you can only save one of them, and puts them in this whole warehouse with oil barrels everywhere, and blows the bitch up literally. And Joker literally thinks Batman's gonna go after Rachel, his girl, and everything, and he shows up for Harvey instead. Harvey's pissed because he's tied up and shit, but he's pissed and everything. That like, why the fuck you come and save me? Like, saved her and stuff. And it's funny, and I think they kind of threw some shit off because early he had said he gave the addresses of where they were and everything. The Joker did, and Batman's like he tells them that he's gonna go get Rachel, and he gives them the address to go to Harvey. Mm-hmm. And then when the scene flips, they literally have flipped places that they went to. Mm-hmm. So I was like, how the hell? Somebody messed up there somewhere on the script. They gave the address to go save Harvey for the police officers, and they show up where Rachel is, and they don't get there in time, but it showed Batman was all right. We got to have a face for the people, and then the shit happens to Harvey. He becomes Two-Faced, and Batman had to make some tough ass decisions in that point of, do I go for love or do I go for, what's right, what's just, and everything. And he stuck to his guns a little bit of, I'm fighting for justice and everything, and love can wait, basically. But it shit.
And Harvey saw him. Well, he lived long enough to see himself become the villain.
I think that is the most dopest quote ever. And it's used in music, it's used in acting and stuff like that. But they say you live long enough to see yourself become a villain, and he literally embodied that for sure. He fought for justice, and he tried to do the right thing, and
he did it genuinely. He genuinely wanted justice. Like, he genuinely wanted to do some good there.
And after everything happened, and he loses the girl of his dreams and Rachel, and he just kind of loses it. And you know what? I'll just become a villain at this point. Like, it took a true heartache for that to come out of him, and everybody's got two sides, which I think is a cool representation of how they did his character in Two-Face. Of you can always be,
and just having to live fucking disfigured, and all that had that shit had to have an effect on his mind and his brain and everything.
So it definitely threw him. It definitely showed a whole nother side of him, which is cool too to hear. Or when you think about like seeing yourself become a villain, but it's a mind kind of thing of being trying to stay two sided, like well, trying to not be two sided like that of becoming a villain at all because it's a tough progress, a tough. What I'm trying to say is process. It's a tough process to go through of fighting that battle, being evil because it's easy to be evil in the world. It's easy to be an evil person, and having to fight constantly. And he finally like subdued to that evil side of him. Um, Harvey's one of my Two-Face is one of my other kind of favorite villains besides the Joker, but
I've always liked Two-Face.
yeah, he does everything by chance. I like that too. This is you got 50-50. And
Yeah.
technically when you look at that coin, you ain't got no chance at all because it's always gonna be his choice, really. So I think that's dope as fuck too, low key. But
Do you think they could have done more with him to where Two-Face could have been a character like later on? I feel like they killed him off way too quickly. I don't feel like we really got to see Two-Face shine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We never really got to see that.
I wish, and I do, because there could have been a definite, like a Two-Face movie, as he is a prime villain, because there's a lot to Two-Face that we never got to find out, we never got to see. We only got to see like his. We only got to see Harvey Dent's like side of things. We never got to see, okay, what's the evolution of now Two-Face, what he's capable of, what kind of power and stuff he has now and everything. So we don't get to see that at all. But I definitely wish that, I definitely do wish they would have put out a more prominent role for Two-Face. So, and
I don't think he would have been a good in the Dark Knight Rises. I don't think he would have been like a good one to go with Bane, like him and Bane at the same time. But Two-Face would have been more of like the street level. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember what was it, Batman Forever? They had Two-Face and the Riddler. So I think they could. I think they could do two villains. As long as you have the right amount of screen time and everything.
That's one thing too. I like. So the Riddler has his own movie. Joker has his own. Bane had his, and they didn't do nothing for Two-Face like that. And they made Two-Face more of a secondary. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna say like a lackey at all, but they made him a second in command that still didn't have enough voice or power in his position. In the comics.
Yeah, he was kind of like
in the Riddler movie that they did.
Like almost. Oh, sorry. You were going. It was chopping up a little bit.
Oh, you good? No, you good.
What was the last thing you said, though?
I was saying like they made him like a secondary to how they did like Jim Carrey and the Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones playing the Two-Face. Like they made him such a partner and not a main villain at all.
Oh, did I lose you over there? Your screen went dark and then it came back.
Uh-oh.
You just look blurry now. Okay, that's better. Oh, went blurry again.
How's that? We back?
Better.
A little bit.
Okay.
I don't know, mine
We good.
kind of stopped choppy a little bit too, so there we go.
Let's see. Let me click on this thing. Yeah, you said perfect. He has always been treated like this secondary, not really like top of the class criminal.
Yeah.
Two-Face is like that street hustler that moved his way up. Now he can afford a crew and they can afford to wear suits. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
he can afford some nice. Maybe he can afford some nice cars. Maybe he owns a couple clubs or something. But he's not like the top level in the city kind of criminal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's kind of like how I
Yeah.
felt they've always made Two Face out to be. You know, he was never like this huge threat. You know what I'm saying? Like say like
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze, this motherfucker can freeze the entire city over. You know what I'm saying? That's a threat. You know, but you think of Two Face, and I'm thinking now that we're talking about it, I'm thinking of it from like a writing standpoint. Like how would you effectively write Two Face to be a large enough threat to where there's an entire movie where we need to stop this threat that he's creating. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when I
Man,
think about it, now that I think about it right now, there's nothing that I could really think
yeah.
of that would make me make him like the focal point character. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He kind
Yeah.
of is a secondary character.
I hate that too because I'm just like you think like all these villains are like he's not strong. He's not like he's not a fighter kind of person. Like he's not gonna throw hands and all this stuff at all. But he's gonna leave shit up to chance. And I'm like, well, there ain't too much you can do with chance at all. Like
Yeah,
you got 50-50 or whatever. You're not doing nothing huge against it. And I hate that. I hate that they made such a basic ass like villain like that. And like you said, because he probably is that kind of like that street dude that you go to get answers from to get to the bigger boss, you know, because he's gonna know basically. But hell, that fucking sucks, Loki. I'm sorry for you rich fans out there in the world, man.
Now,
That's
I just
rough
want
as
to say, there's probably a motherfucker out there that's like, he know all about Two Face history and backstory and everything, and he's probably gonna be like, you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Please
But
let us know. We would love.
yeah, if there is a
to.
Two Face fan, like if there's somebody that really knows Two Face and his backstory, I would love for my opinion to be changed. But as of now,
Yes.
Two Face is a secondary character, man. Like what it just sparked in my head. Now that we're having this conversation, it kind of just made that spark in my head, and I'm like, damn, Two Face kind of is.
But I do
Oh
like,
man,
so, and I don't know if you've seen like Gotham or anything like that, but like the Penguin and the Riddler worked together at one point, and the Riddler was kind of like Penguin's understudy, and then now Riddler has Two Face, so I'm like, well, maybe they'll carry that kind of thing on, you know, and do it like that, but. I can't think of anybody that would be under Two Face that would answer to Two Face at all. So it is what it is, I guess. Trying to think of what else was there. There was a couple spots that were like improv as fuck. That I was like, oh, that's definitely unexpected. And you thought it was scripted and everything. It was the him grabbing Rachel's face when they're like the party and everything. Uh, Him grabbing her face and having the knife there. And I joked about it last time of his story changes about his scars all the fucking time. And he's telling her how he took a razor blade and did it to himself. And she's like freaked the hell out. Rightfully so, because it was not part of the script whatsoever. Because she was actually like, when you go, if y'all go back to watch it and you kind of dissect it and look at it deeper, she, as soon as he grabs her, she like freaks out and looks over to like legit cameras, to the director and everything, like, fucking help me, because I didn't know anything about this whatsoever. So and it carried on because it carried on really well too, and it worked out. And I was like, oh shit. That was a crazy part. That's where he decides to let her go off the freaking skyscraper, you know.
Look at that
And
now.
then
Does
there's
that make sense? She looked really annoyed in that part.
yeah, yeah.
But that's perfect
There were,
grabbing
there
her
were,
though.
there were there were legit tears. Like those were legit tears because she was legit scared at that point because he had a whole fucking dagger in his hand, like in her face and everything.
With that
And
makeup on.
yeah, so they said when Heath Ledger was playing the Joker, he legit got into character. So he was always in that persona. And then the other part was when he was dressed up as a nurse, and they're blowing up the hospital and whatnot and shit, and he walks out, blows it up, and you see the fire in the background and everything, and then he stops because he's like, "What the fuck? Like, there's supposed to be more to that." Like he stops at it and he looks, and he like takes it and he goes, he like beats on the detonator and it blows up. He jumps. He's like, "Oh shit!" I found
That's
out
one of my favorite parts.
that was that part. I found out that was improv too because it was all of it was supposed to go off at one time. And when that did not go off at all, he literally just turned around and was like, "The shit was supposed to do it all." And when it blew up, he's like, "Oh fuck," because he wasn't expecting it like that. He's like, "Oh shit!" He walks off. He jumps in the back of the bus. So
that's perfect, bro. That's perfect.
I mean,
see,
improv.
I love stories like that, man. Those like that's one of my favorite parts, man. So I love that was natural.
Yeah.
That's like with filmmaking, those are the things you can't pay for. Like those things to just work out like that. Like it could have been where everything just said boom, 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 and he got on the bus and the scene is over. But that little tidbit right there added took so much more to it that's a scene that most people remember as that scene.
Yeah. Man, was there another part in the movie that you enjoyed you enjoyed a lot more?
You said that I enjoyed?
Yeah, that you were just like this is a dope scene, you know.
Bro, any scene
you're into producing, you're into filmmaking, like what parts stood out to you that were like, I don't know how many times I don't know how many times they did this take and why they used what they used in this scene. Like what is there parts like that in that movie that you're just like, wow.
Yeah, man, there was a scene that I mentioned. I've mentioned it shortly, and this is the one I sent to you. As I was watching the scene, I texted this video to you as I was watching it, and I rewound that so many times, bro. Like I was looking at everything. I was looking at like what his other henchmen and everybody was doing and everything, you know. Mm-hmm. But it was the scene when they're transporting Harvey Dent and when they're actually tricking the Joker into getting caught. Because remember, they faked Commissioner Gordon's death. So this is when they were, you know, Harvey pretty much made himself bait, you know. So when they roll up on the convoy, because there's a convoy that's transporting Harvey, they roll up on the convoy in a motherfucking 18-wheeler. And just open the side door. They roll up right beside it, open up the side door, bro. You gotta watch. As soon as the door opened, man, look at the Joker's expression when he opened the door. It's so like, I don't give a fuck, man. He just opens up the door. He opens up the fucking truck door like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? And then proceeds to take that, I think it was a Glock he had. It had that extended clip on it and just start. And it's funny, that scene's so funny because it's like he tries smallest weapon to biggest weapon. You know what I'm saying? So he starts off with the pistol. The pistol can't get through the armored truck. The guys on the inside, the SWAT guys on the inside. He's gonna need something bigger to get through this. He pulls out a shotgun. They roll up a little closer, pull out a shotgun. Boom,
Yeah.
boom. Shotgun can't get through it, so he's like, okay. Next scene. Well, when I was telling you, I was watching the entire scene.
Yeah.
As he's shooting with the shotgun, and after he figures out that's not going to penetrate, you can already see one of the guys loading the RPG behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So you see this whole like assembly line. Like those guys aren't just there to stand around and watch the Joker shoot at stuff. Like they're handing them guns. They're fucking loading up. They're loading up RPGs for him. You know. So from there, last thing, RPG, boom, shoots it with the RPG. That whole scene, I love that scene, bro, because just the way they orchestrated it, the way they forced the police down into the tunnel to set them up, you know what I'm saying? It's like they forced them down to pretty much encase them in a fucking trap. Like you're down underground, like you're pretty much trapped down there. And then rolled up on them in the 18-wheeler, like the biggest thing you could probably get down there, you know what I'm saying?
It did.
And then proceeded to, try to trap him in there and get him in there, And what they did when they shot those little grappling hooks across to catch the helicopters, like they had to catch the police helicopters, like I just love that whole all the coordination that they had, with what they were doing.
Boy, my mind raced.
It goes to show you it's not the resources, it's the execution in the mind. It's like Because think about the Joker, his resources, were coming from the mob, and then that was pretty much because since the mob hired the Joker, that was pretty much the mob's resources versus the city's resources. So it showed you that nobody's really in power at all. The whole idea of somebody is in power running shit, that's all an illusion, nigga. Because the mob had the resources to combat the cops. You know what I'm saying? Who are supposed to be like the highest, you know what I'm saying, in the city. You know what I'm saying? But, so that shows you even these governments and shit, that's just an illusion to think that you're actually running the people, you know what I'm saying? At any moment the people can be like, fuck that, But that whole scene, bro, that's the one that stuck out to me. I love that scene, bro. And then the tumbler. Anything with the tumbler in it?
Yeah.
I love it. I love seeing that thing go around. I love seeing it crush cop cars and you know what I'm saying? I love seeing it jump. I love seeing the rockets come out, the thrusters, all that. I love that, man. So
I thought the dopest shit was them when the tumbler got introduced.
We might have to take another brief intermission. I think I hear this.
That's all right.
That's the one in there. He's probably fucking needs to be changed and shit.
Power on.
His mom about to be home soon.
Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
All right, everybody. We're gonna take another brief intermission to handle some business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave y'all with another song before we roll back. We'll be back quick. This ain't gonna be a long one. Alright, what we gonna leave the people with? Let's see here.
Play that Caterpillar.
Caterpillar?
Yeah.
Caterpillar it is. Okay. Request from Mr. Smoov himself. We have Royce the 5'9". This song is entitled Caterpillar, baby. Caterpillar featuring Eminem and King Green. Shinobi podcast, baby. We'll be back with y'all. Peace.
Because the revolution will not be televised. This right here for the number one. Number one shit with your number one. You ain't number one. one. Ring the alarm. The caterpillar keeps firing. Oh, we in the war where butterflies keep dying. I'm a product of Parker, Lewis, and Kubiak. If I didn't do this, where in the fuck would you be at? See, there's a difference between us. When I spit in arenas, you would drip from my penis. I eat lions and sip hyenas. You number one when it comes to slaughtered mics. I'm trying to be number one in my son and daughter life. All you niggas, my little rapper babies. Y'all my children, y'all bit my shit and contracted rabies. Don't you grade me next to these rappers, baby, that's degrading. My style got so many different facets. I switch into so many different patches. I'm skipping class to be fascinating. My pen is like Big Ben, shit just a classic waiting. Your favorite rapper come at me, I just decapitating. I'll hit congratulating these haspers who had their highs. These rappers only won their matches because they strategize. I bring attitude to these patterns and here's my battle cry. Ring the alarm. The caterpillar is firing. Oh, we in a war where butterflies keep dying. Hey, this right here for the number one. Number one shit with your number one. You ain't number one, just the number one. Everybody say that the number one kid, think you number one quit. Number one song, get your number one chick. Number one fly with your number one kid. When it's all done, then your number goes. Hold up, wait a minute, guess what I'ma never do? Show so much respect to you, that I feel like we're friends, so now we're no longer competitors. That could be the death of you. Never let someone who's not as smart as you gas you up and tell you something you never knew. Always stay professional, you always gon' make revenue. Don't let people next to you that don't want the best for you. It's completely normal to hold on to a regret or two. I do what I want to do, they do what I let them do. Everything niggas be saying is a fucking lie. It's nothing I can say to you that is good. Remember when you praise in the butterfly. Don't you ever disrespect the fucking caterpillar. This right here for the number one. Number one shit with your number one. You ain't number one, just the number one. Everybody saying that the number one kid, think you number one quit. Number one song, get your number one.
What's your number one kid?
With your number one kid.
What's your number one?
It's all done, then your number goes swing. You're looking at a killer, the psychopathic killer, the caterpillar. Don't tell me when I'm supposed to rap until, especially when your favorite rapper ain't even half as ill as ever. Still attacks a banana peel, attack of the silverback gorilla. You're having a little trouble fathoming this is actually happening. Like Anderson Silverback when he snapped the shit in half and then had the shit hanging by a flapper skin after he tried to plant the shit back on the mat again. Had to pan a patty like I live when they're blinking a lot. You copy me, but you're not. You can't be butterflies. My offsprings of this moss. I see that thing, I'ma squash it and rip the wings of it off. So ring the alarm, pull the extinguishers off the wall, set the sprinklers off. Like Jada Pinkett and Queen Latifah till the shingles come off the roof, wheels shatter the ceiling, slaughterhouse in the building, middle fingers aloft. Say what I think when I rhyme and ink, and I talk in a language I speak. It's my mind, Kingpin and Penguin combined, shit like it's king of the Jada singles. I thought I think I would help you distinguish your brother from the cream of the crop. Wait a minute, hold up like a flashcard. Damn, dog. Zach copying or paying homage. Sad because dad taught you to rap as a damn toddler. My dad is your grandfather. I have to rehatch on you. Come back as a black wasp. Half yellow jacket you can't swallow. Sasquatch dancing on top of an ant. Trample it and stomp it, smash it and stand on it. Damn it, I can't stop it. The rap is a dance and I'm going in like a tampon in this bitch. It's a manslaughter. Stamping out grasshoppers. You can't be no rap gods. In fact, you're exact opposite. You make a wax song and can't hold a candle, but even Danielson wax off. You jack offs. Need to come to grips like a hand job. The boom bat is coming back with an axe to mumble rap, lumberjack, but a hacksaw. Number one, but my pencils are number two, cause that's all I do when I'm through with my pseudonym. On the job like a prostitute when I'm dropping the deuce, and when I'm producing them lyrical pound movements, these beats are like my saloons, and these bars always got my stools in them. And I don't need Metamucil to loosen them. Bitch, shit is real like I pooped Jerusalem. I'm about to go spin another cocoon, and I'm cutting you from your mother's womb, and I'm flushing you. Woo!
I fell in love with the street life. I fell in love with the street. That's no lie, no lie, no lie, no lie, no lie. I fell in love with the street life. Love, got a raw deal, not at all chill. Nigga be run up under your fool like stopping cartwheels. My clock made you hop in cartwheel for props. Your block got a car fill. My name Dollar Bill, holla y'all ill. Gotcha. Truck tough like a Bill Tonka. Still conquer, but still ain't Contra. Still pop you through your shit. Holla.
All right, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard that other song before?
Caterpillar?
No, the one after that.
This one
The one
now?
that's playing now. Yeah.
Uh-uh.
I sent that to you.
Word.
Right across from death, right across from hell. This was called I Play Forever. There's another artist
Okay.
named Graf. You ever heard of Graf? Grafh. That's how you spell it. Grafh.
My mom was frugal, my pop was frugal.
Graf got some good shit. I listened to
Okay.
some of his solo shit too. Like he's one of the quality ones. He's one of the quality ones. But so shout out to Graf, Rex59, I Play Forever, Caterpillar featuring Eminem and King Green. Once again, shout out to Detroit. Thank y'all for bringing us that good music, baby. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all cold asses up there. You gotta do something up there. Like you gotta make good music. If you that cold all the time, you gotta do something to like your spirits. That's why them niggas be making good music.
That's in your blood at that point. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. It's wild to think that Caterpillar has been out for so long, but it's on this album.
When did that come out?
That song was out a long time ago. Like I was listening to it in high school.
Damn, no fucking way, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't that old. Nah, nigga, I ain't that old.
I'm just saying, like I've been listening to it since when I was a senior in high school, at least.
I remember when it first came out, bro. That was I remember when it first came out because when that first came out, that was like when I was really into Royce like really heavily. It's when Caterpillar first came out, man. So that was like big. That was a big one, and then Eminem came and finished it off. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those. No. Caterpillar was on the Book of Ryan. The Book of Ryan. Let me see when the Book of Ryan was. That's what Caterpillar was on. That's 2018 was Book of Ryan. Fuck, that was 2018? Wow. Bro, I remember listening to this album like track for track. I used to listen to this album like over and over. Like I just used to have just this album on repeat.
I feel like that song has been out a whole lot longer. Oh, there's another remix. So there's another Caterpillar remix. I feel like that song has been out for a long, long time. Like when I was in high school. I feel like that. So either that or like it had to drop on SoundCloud or something. Because I swear I've heard that before it was like out like that.
When did you graduate high school?
12.
Okay. Yeah, it couldn't have been then.
I feel it, man.
Maybe it was something similar.
It's something. Either I've heard that beat or it was something. Because I've always had that song. Like I'm like I gotta put this in every playlist I got now. Cause that shit is just woo.
The video dope too, man.
Yeah.
That was one of those songs like, hey, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? This is me. I'm here. Kind of those busting in the door kind of songs, you know. I can always respect that energy. All right, so we're gonna close it out with just a little bit more Batman. And dude, I don't mind talking about Batman, like just throwing it in there, throwing these movies in there, in every episode, just throwing it a piece in there. I don't mind doing it at all. Because, dude, it's so extensive, and we haven't even gotten through the first movie because, you know, we end up getting into other movies because everything ends up like tying together, you know. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to thoroughly watch The Dark Knight Rises again, though. Like before we discuss that one, like really in real detail. I really want to watch that one like over, like and really be able to like pay attention.
That one's a good one.
I watched it a couple months ago. But I want to watch it again.
In Dark Knight, I like how I like how they kind of close it out a little bit of after everything was kind of like solved down and everything. Him and Batman and Jim Gordon are talking, and he's like, "Well, what are you gonna do? You know, when all this stuff now?" And this is the point of um, after Harvey's gotten saved and um, Rachel has passed away and everything, and Harvey's in the hospital, and the Joker's kind of like pulled him to come to the dark side, basically. Um, Jim's like, well, what are you going to do? You know, now that everything's kind of squared away and taken care of, and uh, he's like, the people need. He's like, the people need a hero or want a hero, and you know, I'm the hero that they need. Um, but I've got to remain kind of like distant and everything like that. And he basically told him, he's like, you'll sit. He's like, you'll send the dogs after me. And I feel like when he said the dogs, like there's a double meaning there because he's legit talking about the canine dogs, but he's also talking like the Gotham police as dogs.
Oh yeah, the biggest ones.
Yeah, because they were grimy and everything, but he was like, "You'll
There
send
was
them
so
after
much
me."
corruption within that police department.
Mhm.
So much, like I don't know who wasn't corrupt. Like within that whole system, like down to the mayor and all that. Like it seemed like every tier of the hierarchy in the city was corrupt, or it had been
Yeah,
infiltrated by corruption. You know. Then
and
you might
that's
have
the one thing I
people
see.
here and there that actually wanted to do
Yeah,
right. You know what I'm saying? But you know
yeah,
they couldn't get any. They couldn't make any like moves forward because so many
hmm
people were against them. You know,
hmm
so many people were
that's
corrupt.
what I
So many
like.
people were bribed, and you know,
Yeah, yeah. Or they got you know an ultimatum of how the cops did of um, coming to family and everything like that. Like they had an ultimatum there of either you help me as a Joker. He's like, you either help me or they'll die, and you bring me Harvey Dent, you bring me Rachel Dawes, and if you don't bring them to me, your family's dead, basically. And I was like, that's what some of them I was just like, I don't see the corruption. You just had a hella tough choice to make, you know, here, and you chose your family at that point.
well, you don't really think of outside of like who Batman and who Batman directly deals with, and who's really the subject
Mhm.
of the movie. You don't really think, okay, the Joker is also going out and threatening this person or
Yeah,
threatening this person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you said that because it makes you think more of just some of them just being corrupt, but like you said, having to you know go between those choices to make. Having to make
yeah,
that hard choice to protect people they love. Maybe somebody felt like they needed to do that to protect someone they love, and that whole thing goes against everything Batman's doing, but it's all
mm,
circumstantial, amongst everyone. Everybody's doing what they feel is the right thing to do.
yeah, yeah. I I did like a scene too of um, Batman and the Joker kind of having it out, and uh, he drops the Joker off the skyscraper, but he zip blinds him, so he's just hanging,
Hmm.
and he pulls him up, and they're talking and everything, and he tells him he's like, see, you couldn't even do it. With the Joker's like, see, you couldn't even do it. Like you're one chance to kill me right just now, and you couldn't even bring yourself to do it. You know, fucking inches from them splatting on the ground, and he gets pulled right back.
And he was
And
laughing the whole way. He had no fear as he was falling to his
yeah,
death.
none. Yeah, none. He made Batman realize, and he makes you on the outside realize, like Batman's got to have somebody to constantly fight with to make sure that everything's getting taken care of. Joker becomes his, his. I'm not gonna say number one nemesis at this time because Roz is also his one of his like prominent enemies, arch enemies, basically. But he lets the Joker. He puts the Joker in the asylum. Joker gets out, and it's like a repeat, constant kind of thing of, you find. I think Batman kind of finds joy in a familiar face to fight finally, and I don't know what he's up to this time, but we both know that we're going to end up coming hand to hand combat and fighting it out, basically. So he kind of brings everybody. Joker kind of brings everybody around back full circle of Batman's not going to kill anybody. Like he might beat your ass from inches of life, but he's not going to let you die whatsoever. So the Joker uses that to his advantage a lot in the movie. Do whatever it takes, no matter what the consequences, no matter the circumstance. That's the reason why I like the Joker as a villain too. So,
let me ask you a question. Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think Batman was fighting a side of himself when he was taking the Joker on? Do you think he was actually fighting the Joker or fighting himself? Because I say that because Joker had the ability to really manipulate Batman, bro. Like he was having Batman go way out of character, and Roz didn't even do that. The Joker really was able to screw with Batman's head. And I wonder if he could do so because Batman identified with him more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he was actually like closer to it. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was just kind of thinking that I was sitting thinking, and I was like, is he fighting himself or is he actually fighting an external enemy? Or is it both? I don't know what people were thinking, what the writers were thinking when they were writing it, but that just kind of came into my mind, almost like a Fight Club, Tyler Durden kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like if Batman is this great figure for justice, then the opposite of him is that.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's just something I thought of, man. I wanted to know if you had any thoughts on it, or
I had never thought about that at all.
Because I look at the psychology of it, Batman. I look at the psychology of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Going off the whim, like I would say, there was a mix of both. Of he like you said, he identifies with the Joker, because they're so polar opposites. Joker just don't give a damn, and Batman cares way too fucking much about a lot of shit, and it's kind of like two sides to him. Of he's got a physical form of himself, like a negative version of himself, on that he's fighting against. Man, to think that, you just blew my fucking mind, Loki, because I never thought about that shit at all. Like I never thought about that. But I would have to say both, man, because he's somebody that knows you so well, that knows what ticks you. You're fighting like an internal battle with yourself to fight against it, to not care about it, everything like that. But you physically can't at all, so you kind of lash out because you don't want to not be that way at all. Fuck, I might have to go back and think on that shit some more.
Yeah, we'll revisit it. But that's just something I was thinking, man.
Because I was, damn. Damn. Okay. Fuck yeah, you got my ass right there with that one.
I think that's why the Dark Knight sticks out to me because it's such a mental battle. It's almost like Batman really meets his equal with the Joker.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he can't destroy this equal opposite because he has his code of not killing. And the only way you're going to stop this kind of guy, that's the only way you're going to stop him. You know what I'm saying? With the Joker. Like, that guy is not stopping unless you put him in the ground, in the dirt, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So there's him. That's him, like, battling with his moral code that he has, with what actually needs to be done. I mean, I guess what needs to be done is subjective, but me personally, Joker would have been straight up. Like, he ain't never coming back. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking.
You have to respect the other side. You have to respect. I don't agree with Batman not killing Joker, but I respect it. I respect that he sticks by his morals enough to actually really stick by him. Like, he actually really stands firm on something. And when being put in a situation where it's like, you might have to break this code, he still doesn't want to do it. You know, he's pretty much brought to that point to where, hey, you're going to have to. Because like we just said, you're going to have to kill the Joker for him to stop. You know, like, you're going to have to. You're not going to rehabilitate him, you know.
No way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
I found that very interesting. Very interesting.
Do you think that and it skips over into the Dark Knight Rises, but when Rachel gives Alfred that letter that she says to give to Bruce when the time is right and everything. Well, first she's like, give it to Bruce, when the time is right, and he's like, well, how would I know that? She goes, it's not open, so you can read it. But do you think after getting to read the letter yourself, that she kind of was was trying to play like a manipulative role in that of her, saying we had a childhood and everything, we loved each other then, but I'm choosing Harvey, I'm going to marry Harvey and everything like that. And then she asked him earlier of, we can be together when you're not the Batman. Do you think she did that letter on purpose as I want you, so I'm going to say I'm going to be with Harvey? Or do you think she was more of, I legit love Harvey. Like, I don't want anything with you anymore. Do you think she's trying to be manipulative on like a cut chase there?
Well, she was being manipulative the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
She was another one. It wasn't just the Joker playing with fucking Batman's mind. Mm-hmm. It was Rachel. It was Rachel too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she was being manipulative a lot in the movie, like, and giving mixed signals, and there was never really any like certainty of anything. There was always just this maybe sitting out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like Bruce was like living off of this maybe and this hope that she was just like putting out there for him, like this very vague hope. You know what I'm saying? Because she was like, when there's no need for the Batman, we can be together. That's very vague. So Bruce really doesn't even have a lot of information to go off of on like where it could even possibly go, because like he doesn't know when he won't need to be Batman again. Like, he doesn't have a time frame for that. Like, it's not like, okay, I'll be done being Batman next month, we can get together, Yeah. And then, she was telling him stuff like she's not going to wait and all this, but at the same time, you just told him that you could be together once the Batman, which meaning that you're giving him this kind of like end goal kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So if you're not going to wait, then you should have never told him that y'all can be together when he's done being Batman, you know? So she was manipulating him the whole fucking time, bro. And that with that letter, for sure, to answer your question, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I also think that she wanted to be with Bruce, but then she really developed genuine love for Harvey, and did want to be with Harvey in the end. But she still, her and Bruce, they known each other since they were kids, so they have history. Of course, that's gonna be harder to cut that tie. You know what I'm saying? So they had that little moment of weakness when they kissed each other or whatever. But I think at the end of the day, she did want to be with Harvey, but I think she was manipulating and leading Bruce on like the whole fucking time. Yeah.
Boy, the women's. It's crazy. They play such a powerful role. They play such a powerful role in movies, and even in everyday life. But in movies, more of a man's actions will be based off of this woman that he's after, or she's after him, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then spoils come about, and heartache comes about, and everything like that. So it kind of throws everything off for the man at a certain point, and he's just like, I was doing this for her, or I'm doing this for us, and she either like gives in and wants him, or she's like, I never wanted this stuff at all, and he gets stuck. Then the guy's like, you showed me all these signs that you wanted this, and now you don't want it at all. So women play such a powerful role, and not having to say anything at all. They play such a powerful role in choices that get made throughout the day and everything. Which is fucking.
They damn sure do, bro. Jeez, they do.
It's crazy.
Power on.
Let's think. I'm trying to think of what.
I was going to say something else about Rachel. That fucking just slipped my mind. I was going to say something else about her. Hopefully it'll come back around to it.
What? So we're gonna end up kind of like coming back to the Dark Knight Rises and deeper look into it. What do you hope to see like show up a little bit more in the Dark Knight Rises?
All I could really say is that I just want to have more of an understanding of like everyone's part in everything. Like I wanna put more of the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do that to kind of just have like more of an understanding, because every time you watch something, you're in a different state every time. That's why you catch something new every time you watch it. So I just want to catch more details, I guess you could say. That's what I'm looking forward to. I also want to really take a look at how Batman once again overcomes this internal struggle, and then, when he gets imprisoned and all that, and he gets his ass beat, first of all. Batman ain't never got his ass beat like that. Like, for somebody to just completely outclass him easily, like, it was like Batman was nothing in that first round. So like to not only be outclassed, pretty much embarrassed and beaten by this guy, and this same guy imprisons you as well, in a pretty much inescapable prison. He really rises.
Yeah.
He really rises from the ashes, you know what I'm saying? He rises from the abyss, and I want to take a deeper look at what the guy that was in his cell with him, what he was kind of telling him, because he was spitting a lot of knowledge and stuff to him. So I want to, when Batman goes to that point to where he's in prison, I want to pay more attention to everything, like I want to see the environment and everything. So I really want to immerse myself in there to kind of understand more of where Batman was, like this whole environment where he's having to not be a product of this environment, but he's looking to rise out of this environment. You know, so I want to soak more of that in. I want to soak in more of the dialogue of his cellmates and everything that he deals with down there, and pretty much just how he overcomes all that, how he internally overcomes all that. You know,
I like that. I like that a lot.
What you looking forward to?
Okay, man.
What about you?
I think more so. Gordon's the commissioner at this point. Really seeing his role a lot more higher. You know what I mean? Of there's more. Everybody's under an understanding of where Commissioner Gordon's coming from, of why he's wanting to do, of why he moves a certain way with everybody. So I'm wanting to see that jointness come together. And then the I guess the pieces finally assembling of where Batman goes from where he is now. So he's on the chase in the Dark Knight. So where from here does he kind of stir the pot to? Like what's he looking for now? Meaning wise to himself and in life, of what's he trying to get from this new altercation that he's coming into. I'm just ready to see one of the dopest villains too, Loki. Like this motherfucker just embodies what power is, and he's really versatile. He's really versatile on the mic when he's talking to people. He's really he makes people have fear, but he also has them like kind of comprehend at the same time. So I'm ready to see how he kind of his role in a lot of things because he's gonna have his hand in a lot. I feel like so I'm ready to see what that's gonna be like for sure.
Yeah, man. I want to do something on Gordon. Gordon is a key character in all of these. He always plays key role, and he's always been a key character. So I definitely want to expound on Gordon in the future. Show a little love to Jim Gordon, man. He been holding it down with Batman, keeping secrets. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely want to get more into Gordon. And yeah, trying to think of, there's an animated DC one, and it shows a little bit more of Gordon, like when he first started out. Damn, I forget which one it was. I've watched so many of those damn movies. I forget which one this was. It had to be one. It had to be one of the Batman. So you can start there. It was one of the Batman ones. But it was showing Jim Gordon like when he was younger, kind of moving up the ranks, and it gave me a lot more respect for him, and just to kind of see that origin, because when I was younger watching Batman the animated series, when it first started out, Jim Gordon was already an old dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So been able to see that really opened me up to like, oh, he actually had a past. He wasn't just always just this old commissioner guy that worked with Batman. So yeah, I definitely want to give Jim Gordon some love, and we're gonna throw him in here one of these days.
Yeah,
he be having to make some hard decisions, bro.
Hey, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's gonna be some questions that don't get answered, and then there's some that get answered. But he's got to go out on limbs for real to make some real heavy choices on what to do. because the world literally gets put in his hands at a point.
He got to have a lot of trust in Batman too.
Yeah.
Like that relationship has to be that has to be a trusting relationship right there, bro.
Man, it's gonna be good though. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I gotta see. I don't know. Like, there's a. Have you seen the Batman like Samurai?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the dope Batmans too that's out there.
I need to watch it again because the first time I watched it, I was just kind of like, but I'm gonna watch it again though. Yeah. I was super excited about that one. You know, I was excited about that
one. Yeah. That's a good one too. Trying to think. That's it. Because now we get to peer the minds of Batman again or Batman Rises for everybody. So you gotta wait.
I will say, lastly, for me, check out the DC animated movies. DC, Marvel. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, but DC makes way better animated movies than you guys. Like, check out these DC movies. They're very mature. So don't be fooled by the animation. These movies are for us adults. So don't be fooled. But yeah, check out DC. Like, some of the good ones are like Justice League, Doom, Flashpoint Paradox.
That's good.
There's another one, Injustice. There's tons of Batman ones. Son of Batman. The Killing Joke. Like, there's just countless. Red Hood. All that, man. Batman and Robin. All that. But yeah, check out some of the DC animated movies, man. They're very quality. You know, some Justice League stuff in there as well. Some Teen Titans one. Teen Titans. I've seen a couple of those. Those are good. Also, why does this escape me? Young Justice.
Oh, yeah, Young Justice.
That's the shit. Young Justice is good. Check out Young Justice too. That's definitely worth a look. You can binge it now. You got plenty of seasons to watch now. So check out Young Justice. Check out some of those DC animated movies that I said. And yeah, man, just continue to treat yourself and everyone else well, man. And be grateful. Gratitude will take you a long way. That's all I gotta say, baby. What you gotta say to the people before we get out of here, bro?
Good, man. This another week coming up, man. So set those boundaries. Keep stay positive throughout the week, man. You're gonna have something challenging come up, but that's all right because that's your notice for knowing something great is coming. So keep moving forward. That's all I got to say.
All right, babe. Keep moving forward. Oh, yeah, I did want to give a shout out to Hunter or Hunter X Hunter, however y'all want to say it. Want to give a shout out to y'all. Yeah. Digging the pink. Wanted to brighten it up today. It goes with the background a little bit, too. We got my man Hisoka right here. I really don't agree with Hisoka's ways, but I agree with this shirt. I like this shirt. But shout out to Hunter x Hunter. Shout out to all my anime fans, all my weebs, all my anime geeks, whatever everyone is calling each other these days. Shout out to y'all who love anime. We always gonna be heavily anime. We gonna come back soon with some anime episodes, man. We just been on some real shit lately, boy. We done been on, like, real shit. So
we got some stuff planned too. Some stuff to come back.
Definitely.
To the works.
Definitely.
So
some side series, a little bit of everything. Yeah. So we appreciate y'all building with us, man, and you guys are gonna be a part of helping us build this to the capacity that we see, that we envision, and you know, we're gonna continue to do the groundwork and do our part, man, and just let this baby play out, man. But we talked about a good bit of topics today, man. I'm happy with today's episode. I'm happy with every episode, but you know, today was it just gets better and better, man.
It does. It all rolled together for sure.
Yeah.
Reality.
So we appreciate you guys. You good?
We're good. We're good.
Okay. I just want to say, everybody, go check us out on YouTube, the Shinobi Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, Instagram. Oh, quick plug.
Oh yeah.
Remember to go check out The Last Ronin. Check out my written reaction, my written impression of The Last Ronin. I'm just about to start typing up part 3. So I finished writing part 3. Now I just got to type this baby up and finish it up and post it. So we're getting close to finishing up part 3. Smoov, I know you're waiting on part 3. It's coming, man. It's coming. Yeah, man. You're going to love this one, man. It's it gets heavier and heavier. That's all I can say. But everybody check out my Wattpad. It's on the link tree on Instagram. It's on the link tree on TikTok. Go and check out where it says Wattpad. That's WATTPAD. That's the Wattpad app where you can go and read original stories, write original stories of your own, and post them. Go check out The Last Ronin. Also check out the story of Valiant Muay Thai. That's on there as well. Check out Wattpad, baby. Last Ronin. Love y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We on and like we said at the beginning too, we're on YouTube. So the links in the link tree. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe. Hit the notification bell, man. Because every Sunday at 12, y'all get a new episode from us. So
every Sunday, man, you can count on it, man. You can count. That's something you can count on. We've been reliable for y'all. We've been reliable.
So definitely go do that for us. If we would greatly appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
We are my link trees on my link trees on my Instagram, my TikTok. You'll find the links to the Shinobi podcast for Spotify, YouTube. You'll find Shinobi's Instagram linked to mine as well. So if you can't get you can't pull up anything on my end, you'll have it all on his end for sure. So. And then we got a work. We got it finished up. We're tidying up some things now. So we got the Patreon put together, but we still got some work to do.
Yeah, I'm talking about we pretty much there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna get there. We'll put that link out too for you guys soon. So we coming around. We getting there for you guys.
Yeah, baby. Oh yeah. We moving. You know, we might be doing it a piece at a time, but just know that we're constantly moving, man. We're constantly moving, getting things done. And hey, back to using your resources. Use your resources wisely, man. Remember, identify your resources. Do an inventory of your resources. Really find out what you want to put your resources into. Don't just throw them out there blindly, and then start putting your resources into those things. You don't have to put all your resources in at once. You can put piece here, piece there, let things slowly gain. No need to be in a rush. Remember, long term. Just like Nip used to say, marathon, baby, marathon, all right? So, much love to y'all. Smoov, anything else to say before we get out of here on the folks officially?
I'm good, man. We'll see you next week.
All right, y'all heard it. Next week, baby. Episode 8 next week. Episode 8 is going to be a good one. Another good one. So remember episode 8 next week. 12 p.m. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Remember, 12 p.m. Keep 12 p.m. in your mind. Remember, just like Smoov said earlier, hit that notification bell so it'll let you know ahead of time when we're coming up. All right? So much love to y'all. Peace out from the Shinobi Podcast, King Shinobi, Mr. Smoov. Signing out. We love y'all, man. Peace.
Love you. Peace.